welcome, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by. This time I'm coming your way to do a showcasing for something that I don't think I've ever showcased before. This is kind of interesting. I've come across a number of these over the years. This is something that Universal Home Video was doing, and they did it with Laserdiscs too, before DVD ever happened. I think pretty much when DTS, the digital theater sound, started in the early 90s, and I think it debuted with Jurassic Park. If anyone's seen Jurassic Park in '93 in the opening days, they've probably seen that logo, the original, which I still think is the best DTS logo. You know, the disc coming down, and then like, experience the whatever the hell it says. I mean, I think this is the best DTS logo that they ever made. And so what's interesting is I think DTS was like a kind of was it a Spielberg thing / like a Universal thing? So like even started back before I think even DVD, they did it on Laserdiscs as well. And I think it wasn't actually only Universal titles, come to think of it, because I think they did it with like Last Man Standing. But over the course of, during the last years of Laserdisc life, when they entered the multi-channel digital surround space, that of course happened before. It happened right at the end of Laserdisc life, which is interesting. Happened before DVD. But I got a Laserdisc player right before they started the AC3 is what they called it. I think it was the audio, to stand for Audio Codec 3 of Dolby systems or whatever. But which was the home video or home theater version of like the multi-channel 5.1 digital surround sound stuff, which I was all for getting back in the day or whatever. And I got my first Dolby Digital 5.1 receiver to use with DVDs in '98, I think, a year after I got DVDs. But anyway, god dang, I'm just all over the place. But anyway, for a while back in the day, once a lot of but by 1999, that's when this came out. I'm basically coming your way to showcase. Well, I'll showcase this in the normal one, this DTS frickin' Blu-ray or DVD release of Virus, and of course it's the main one that came out. I don't know if these would have come out at the same time, possibly. But the normal one is just Dolby Digital, of course, 5.1, and DTS is DTS 5.1 with a Dolby Digital 2-channel track as well, which is really funny. If you get a DTS DVD disc, you don't get a Dolby Digital 5.1 on it because you're buying it for DTS, and of course you need a DTS decoder, a DVD player and a DTS compatible what's it called, frickin' receiver to actually watch a DTS disc. Now I don't know, there's probably tech heads out there who know, but I don't know. I would assume DTS is technically better than Dolby Digital, otherwise there's really no point in putting out a separate DTS disc. But I can only assume DTS is on DVD is better than Dolby Digital on DVD. And possibly because, as you'll see, the normal release has special features and the DTS doesn't, so maybe they've got more space to put more bitrate or whatever of the DTS. But anyway, what I'm saying is over the course of the years, like if I come across one of these DTS DVDs, I normally buy it. I think I got like one of Waterworld on DVD. I might have gotten River Wild DTS DVD. And I can't remember if I got The Shadow or not, possibly not, but I think this might be my third DTS DVD. Oh, never mind, I got Jurassic Park. I mean, I had to get the DTS DVD of Jurassic Park. That was probably before the Blu-ray of Jurassic Park came out, and of course I would imagine that the sound on the Jurassic Park Blu-rays DTS, I think Universal Blu-rays might have gone to Dolby Digital. I don't know what's happened since. All I know is back in the day, DTS was kind of like the shit when it came to, home, multi-channel surround sound or whatever. So it was just so cool to, I got this. If you watch my review of Virus, you'll know I got this normal DVD with Dolby Digital 5.1, probably release day or release week of it in 1999. So I've had this and experienced it in Dolby Digital 5.1 way back then, but when I found this for $3 at half price, I'm like, oh yeah, I've got the capability to watch DTS as well. So I'm like, that'd be fun, watching Virus and DTS, like I say, if you're a tech head out there, and if you know if it's actually technically better than the Dolby Digital DVD, let me know. But I just thought it'd be fun to stop on by and do a comparison. And I guess I'll probably just show a picture side by side of what I'm looking at here, so you can see what I'm seeing. Obviously, the normal one here is on the left, widescreen, and if you look on the right, the widescreen is down further, and the thing at the very top is DTS Digital Surround Sound. Just taking a closer look at the spines here, they both have different catalog numbers, which is interesting. I mean, they're technically different things. You've got the normal Dolby Digital version, catalog number 20431, and DTS version is 20642, which is really weird that the number is so much higher. You think it'd be like one number higher or something. But you can see the spine differences are the catalog numbers, and instead of widescreen on the DTS spine, you see DTS. Thank goodness that was there, by the way, because when I found it at Half Price Books, if that DTS hadn't been on the spine, I wouldn't have even pulled this out because I already got the normal DVD. Looking on the back is where it gets interesting. You can see the biggest difference there, the normal Dolby Digital release being on the left and the DTS release being on the right. You can see the special features and the bonus materials that are on the Dolby Digital, the normal release, are nowhere to be found on the DTS release, which is interesting, and it makes one wonder if, like I said, they're able to use the extra space in order to have higher quality sound. One can only assume that's the case, otherwise I don't know why they couldn't have the special features on the DTS release as well. As you can see on the bottom there, it says DTS Digital Surround Play requires the use of a DTS decoder. So if you've got both your DVD and your DVD player and your receiver has to have featured DTS compatibility. And so I guess that's the biggest changes. But like I say, if you look at the Dolby Digital normal release, you've got English 5.1 surround Dolby Digital and the French Dolby surround Dolby Digital, just 2-channel. If you look at the DTS release, it's English. If you want 5.1, it's DTS only. Got to have those decoders, or the decoder on your receiver and the DTS compatibility on your DVD player. And then you do have another English. This is I think they're nice enough to actually give, if someone bought this by mistake and doesn't bother with 5.1 or anything, they can watch it on a non-DTS DVD player. They can watch the normal English 2-channel Dolby surround. So it's not like I want to say it's possible, like the laser discs, DTS laser discs, if you didn't have, I can't remember. I remember renting one of those before I had the capacity to decode it, because I wanted to see if it had that really cool DTS logo, which it did. I can't remember if I could. I think I could hear it. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, obviously, yeah, okay. It's so weird how they started making like those multi-channel digital surround laserdiscs so close to the end of Laserdisc's life. I incidentally don't have a Laserdisc player that will, is capable of playing Dolby Digital or DTS or anything. So I've never been able to watch a Laserdisc with 5.1 Dolby Digital or DTS. That's really weird that on the DTS disc it says Dolby Digital soundtracks contain up to 5.1 channels of discrete audio. Like, why are they talking Dolby Digital when it's a DTS release? It's just strange. But it's interesting how that blue box is changed around, for the DTS versus the Dolby Digital release. Looking at the discs themselves, the normal release, which is the Dolby Digital version, actually doesn't even say anything about Dolby Digital or anything at all, just Virus Universal DVD, video, anamorphic widescreen, region 1, rated R. So it doesn't have anything on the disc that says anything about Dolby Digital at all. If you look at the DTS DVD, of course it says Virus, and underneath there it's almost like a part of the title, DTS Digital Surround Sound, and everything else I think is identical to the normal standard Dolby Digital disc release. So I guess that pretty much does it for this video. Just thought it'd be interesting to compare these two releases, and put it out there if any tech savvy people know anything about these two releases, and like, is the DTS audio on the DTS version, technically better than the Dolby Digital on the normal release? Or, I mean, it's something that I probably couldn't, tell the difference if you did, switch back and forth between DVDs and tried to have me figure out which one's DTS. I probably couldn't do it. I mean, it might, if it is any better, it's probably not even something you can even discern with your hearing or whatever. But all I know is when we threw it up on the wall with the projector and the DTS sound, it might be something to do with just seeing that logo before the movie. It just makes the experience so much cooler. It's just like, the sound, I will say, and in closing, one other thing I will say is it really seems to me like the heyday, the very beginning of, like, multi-channel discrete digital audio in movies like Jurassic Park and Waterworld, and even Virus and a lot of the stuff they were doing in the 90s, it almost seemed like when it was new, when like discrete, multi-channel digital surround sound was new, like they almost utilized it better. Like, I almost like the DTS and multi-channel digital soundtracks of movies from the 90s more than I like them now. It just seemed like they really took advantage of just putting things wherever they wanted to, rear left, rear right, rear, front left, front right. It just seemed like it was just, I don't know if it's just me, but, watching Virus was just like, wow, this sounds really good and probably better than movies now sound. I'm not saying they don't sound any good now, but like, as far as, I think the thing that really stands out is just placing of random sounds, just, back right, back left, front right, front left. It's just like, it's like when, at the very beginning of like the digital surround era, I think they were really, pushing it and using it to its full advantage is what I'm trying to say. And maybe over the decades, maybe they got lazy and sloppy with it. And if there's any like channel, DTS / Dolby Digital enthusiasts that are watching this, feel free to let me know what you think about that. I think a lot of people that watch movies, even big movie buffs, I don't think a lot of them even have bother with, surround sound. I think they just watch the sound on their TVs, which is something that's kind of strange to me. But, not everyone's got, the means or whatever to do the home theater thing. But, like, I don't think I know anyone else who ever bothered with, like, the surround, the DTS or the Dolby Digital 5.1 surround and stuff. So, one thing I know is, obviously, on the home video front and stuff, it's gone to Dolby Atmos and all this crap, and I think like speakers on the ceiling to me, which is just asinine. Like, for me, like, I'm old school, if you will. Like 5.1 I think is all you need. Just a speaker in each corner, and then one right there in the center for stuff happening on screen or whatever, and that's all you need. If you want something next to you, if you want something next that sounds like it's to your side, then you put it in the right front and right rear, and then it'll sound like it's next to you. You want something behind you on the corner, right rear only. If you want something like right behind you, right and left rear together. It's like, it's by having a speaker in all four corners of the room, in discrete audio, you can pretty much do anything. I don't need anything on top of me, unless you've got like a movie Twister with the thunder comes from above you. I mean, to me, it's just like, they can't leave anything well enough alone. They always have to push everything. And I just loved like the late 90s, early 2000s, when it was just like 5.1 for a few years. And then before you knew it, though, it was like 6.1. They had and I've got, my receiver actually is 6.1 because I got it in 2001. It's got what I thought was the stupidest thing in the world, a center rear. Like, who the hell needs a center rear? And before you know it, in the early 2000s, DVDs were, some of them were 6.1, Dolby Digital EX and all this stuff, and it's like, God, just leave well enough alone. I was like excited about getting the 6.1 receiver, and then I'm like, you don't need a freaking center rear. It's asinine. It's ridiculous. But anyway, that'll be my, I guess, bitching and also showcasing of the DTS DVD of Virus and the normal, comparing them between that one and the normal DVD release of Virus. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, we'll catch you on the next video.